Hello, I'm Hal Ottaway with the Wichita Postcard Club, and it's time once again for a postcard of the week. And this week, I'm anxious to show you this real photo postcard of this handsome little boy, all dressed up in his Indian suit, photograph probably taken in a studio here in Wichita. And I know this much because on the back of this real photo postcard is the handwritten note that I can tell by the writing was made by my friend Norma Hewitt, whose son Grant Hewitt still handles and works and owns the Hewitt's Antiques on North Market Street. But Norma wrote on the back that this is A.C. Hunter's child here in Wichita. So then I went to the city directory. I had a 1913 copy handy, and I went there to look up A.C. Hunter, and sure enough, there was a notation here, and A.C. was Alvin C. Hunter. And he and his wife lived at 333 South Water Street. They had a market, a grocery store at 217 East Douglas, and there they sold groceries and meats. Well, 217 East Douglas, if I go to Google and look that up on maps and everything, I can see that it's just west on the southwest corner of Broadway and Douglas, and Broadway back then was called Lawrence Street. So there at the southwest corner is today the Broadway Plaza building, a multi-storied building right on the corner, and right on that same corner was the Russell Stover's candy store that many of you hopefully will remember in downtown Wichita. It had wonderful purple, deep purple, beautiful glass on the exterior all along, and the windows where they were showing candies and some just wonderful things in the window. But you'll remember that color there, and it was a great place to go inside. You'd step inside, and it was air conditioned. That was a treat. And then to smell all this chocolate when you stepped into Russell Stover's candy store. But just west of that location was the A.C. Hunter's Market at 217 East Douglas. And it just goes to show that that's just some of the detective work that you can do with postcards and city directories and the internet, and it's fun to know about. We also looked up A.C. Hunter and found out that he had a son born in 1913 and he died in 1990. And so it was probably this little boy's paperwork and so forth that showed up at an estate sale or someplace that Norma Hewitt was able to buy that, 30 years ago. And she made her pencil notes nicely on the back of this postcard, not pressing too hard to dent the postcard image on the front, but lightly. And we know that it's A.C. Hunter's son, and glad to know about him. Through the internet, we find out that he did have a son born in 1913, died in 1990, and his name was Maurice Hunter. So good for Maurice, and good to see him in his Indian outfit. We think that's pretty neat. I hope you'll like it too. Thanks very much for being here this week, and tune in next week and we'll have another postcard of the week. Thank you. Bye bye.